Yo, bro.
Yo, bro.
Yo, bro. Threw me off.
What's up?
Sometimes you gotta hit it with a little slurp.
Yeah, you got in there, dude.
For those who tune into Markstrom stream on the daily, they understand.
They do. I'm hitting the straw today. You see this?
I see that. It looks like you're sucking on a little schwanz.
All right.
Do you know what that's from?
Yeah.
What is it from?
The Sopranos, Polly.
No, no.
Surely.
I love that you went. You were that confident with the guess.
If you're not gonna make confident guesses, don't even guess.
It's super close. What's the movie with Ryan Gosling, Steve Carell? I think it's called Crazy Stupid Love.
Never saw it.
And it's
Oh,
Markstrom. It's
good
so
movie.
good. It's so good.
I don't like Steve Carell.
I mean, that's fine.
Who else did you say it was?
Okay. All right. Ryan Gosling.
And
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone's in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Really good. But
I like Emma
either
Stone.
way, I bet you do.
Oh god,
Right.
I can't remember who plays Steve Carell's wife, but she's good. And isn't Kevin Bacon in it too?
Kevin Bacon.
Love Kevin Bacon. Bro, I'm such a big fan of Kevin Bacon.
Go ahead.
My wife tells me that if I keep watching all his films, I'm gonna turn into him.
Jesus. Jesus.
You know what that's from?
It's what parents say to their kids all the time when they eat junk food.
Yeah, it's Sopranos. That's what Meadow says.
Yeah. Thank you, bro. Jesus. At least someone watching The Sopranos out here. Nah, it's an old DirecTV commercial.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but Kevin Bacon plays himself. And he's obsessed with Kevin Bacon movies, and it's good.
I get it.
It's a good commercial.
All right. Well, other than that, how's everyone doing? Abe, how you doing?
Doing great. My time in the South is coming to a close. I'll be heading out this weekend, going back north. So I think I got out of here just in time to get like the good northern weather starting up. So I might have timed this perfectly this year.
Wonderful.
What does that mean?
Well,
the good northern weather. Like it's gonna be warmer. Like it's not.
Yeah.
All right.
At least in my area, right? You really only have like early spring to like the beginning of summer, and then the fall. Every time other than that, it's either insanely too cold or swampy, too much. Like, not that it's too hot, but we have a lot of humidity in the Philadelphia area.
I think you're crazy. We have all 4 seasons over here.
We have all 4
great
seasons.
for the seasons. The people, though, could do without them.
That's a common I hear that a lot about that area.
Before we jump into it, I want to ask, I want to say thank you to the people who are here live. And if you don't mind, share this video in the Discord and the DMs to everyone you know, because we're about to have a wonderful plug podcast. What do you say we get into it?
I'm going to feel so much better when you ask how I'm doing.
I thought you started with how you were doing. How you doing?
I asked. I didn't get asked. You know what I mean? I'm just over here with my schwanz in my hand, and Jesus.
Oh, now I feel terrible, dude. How are you?
I'm all right. Thanks for asking, dude. I really appreciate that. I had a nice afternoon with the boy, and I'm getting caffeinated for the pod. Can't beat that.
I saw him storming his way through an airport.
Yeah, bro. He's blasting everywhere.
Yeah.
He doesn't stop blasting.
It's kind of wild, dude.
Yeah. He's a person.
Congratulations, man.
Feels good.
Yeah.
Feels
well,
good.
Anyway, what do you say we get into it?
Sounds good. We don't have our typical start here. We don't have angry gamers. We don't have happy gamers. I would say this is just a gaming analysis.
All right.
There's an article that came out from PC Gamer about the current state of PC gaming. There is a firm that does kind of an analysis of the industry called Newzoo, and they gave some of their slides and information to PC Gamer early so they could do an analysis of it. So not too much visually to go off of here with this one, but what's really interesting in this article is 2 main points. Number one is that PC gaming is growing. So in a time where many people felt like the gaming industry was in decline and certainly didn't really grow very high on the console side, PC gaming went up roughly 4%. There's now 907 0.5 million gamers estimated around the world in 2024 on PC, compared to like 653 million on console, which is a lone bright spot in the gaming industry. The PC gaming is continuing to grow. But then there's some bad trends that came out of this too. And what they're showing is that overwhelmingly, PC gamers are vastly skewed to playing older live service games. And what this means, when you look at the data from last year, 67% of the player hours on PC were spent on games 6 or more years old, and a further 25% of gamer hours were spent on games 2 to 5 years old, which means that just 8% of the time PC gamers were spending on games that were 2 years old or less.
I mean, I'm not surprised. Are you surprised?
Not only am I not surprised, but for like I would say, I don't know how long it's been. Maybe you guys, maybe some of the people in the chat have a good idea of how long I've been saying that I'm only exclusively playing games that are 20 years or more older. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. The game's not over 20. I don't care to know you. I am dabbling. I know it's crazy, but I am dabbling with a 12-year-old game right now, and DayZ standalone. But in reality, DayZ plus the mod, it's at least 14, 15, really. However, World of Warcraft, 21 years old, able to drink, get a little hammered. God knows the devs have been with whatever they're pumping out the retail. And then Counter-Strike, 20, 25, 26. I don't even know. It's old, bro. I was playing it when I was 8. So, yeah, there you have it. Speaking of, shout out Counter-Strike, because they just hit an all-time player high.
Really?
Of all time.
What was why? What happened?
Just the hype, dude. Just natural growth. Natural growth.
Really?
Yeah, bro. It doesn't happen like rarely. Like, this happens like once a year almost, and it just keeps happening. It's crazy. And like, this is CS2. So that means that CS2 right now has more players than CSGO ever had, or CS Source, or 1.6. It's crazy.
Abe, can you pull up a real-time user graph of CS2, and hopefully we can like extend
You want like the Steam chart?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Sure. And then you think we can extrapolate it from like 6 months and a year?
You can.
You can.
But there's only gonna be a year of data.
Okay.
Like a year and a half or something.
I'd like to see a nice healthy chart.
Yeah, I mean, it was somewhere around like 1.8 million concurrent. It was the new peak.
So all-time peak is 1.818, and that when did that? You said that happened
2 days ago, 3 days ago, something like that.
Is that this peak here? No.
Well, I mean, just look at the volume on below it, from 2015 to 2000. Is this Counter-Strike in general?
This is Counter-Strike 2. So this
I know, but that chart down there is.
But if it goes to 2015, then it's count and go, obviously.
Exactly. So this is the hype of Counter-Strike, which in general.
Yeah.
Which is that chart. That's awesome. That's a healthy looking chart that just keeps going up and up and up.
It has its peaks and valleys certainly too, but I mean, like, look at consistently. We're all the way back in 2013 before we drop down below 100,000 concurrent players. I mean,
all the greatest games ever made, baby.
It's insane. It continues to peak. It's wild.
And it's not like, the devs aren't doing everything right. That's for sure. But, this is what happens when you just invest so much time and effort and care into and just try to craft a perfect product over time, They don't try to do anything crazy. They tried to basically create the chess of FPS games, and that's what they did. And yeah, there's some changes with CS2, some good, some not good, but ultimately it's the same game at the end of the day. And that plus a healthy skin market really does a lot to keep that player base at an all-time high. Always very hype.
That was a key to this this thing that we talked about here or this article from PC Gamer too. Is that Counter-Strike 2 technically it released last year, I think it was, or a little over a year ago. But because it's considered a continuation of Go and all the other iterations, they consider it to be the fact that it is still a 20-year-old game or whatever, 6+-year-old game, and counts in that category.
Yeah, I mean it's impossible to count it any other way, right? So the fact that few of percent is willing to play a new game is not surprising at all to me, or is like, that's what they're popping onto. There's just so many experiences that eat up so much time. I'm sure World of Warcraft has a huge chunk of the hours that people are putting in these days still somehow. And I mean, most MMO, I don't think any MMO is like less than 2 years old that is like actually played. So that's a lot.
Yeah.
What do you think the healthy ratio would be in a healthy gaming industry? Like, do you think this is normal? You think
No.
it's always been like this?
No, because I mean, like, think about movies.
Yeah.
Think about I'm just saying, like, spitballing another form of media, right? And I think we
Sure.
do this comparison quite a bit. But movies, I would argue the vast majority of people are watching new movies.
I get the analogy, and I know we try to connect those two all the time, but
Obviously, movies don't have the same replayability.
correct.
Right.
Mhm.
So it's tough.
And so you could argue music.
Yes, that's
So
and
That's probably a better one.
I'm there right now, and I keep asking myself, am I just old now? Because I find myself saying the things that parents used to say.
I think
Like,
the ability.
they don't make music like they used to back in the day.
I think if you're in our generation, we are not trained to search for good new music very well. There's a lot of tools to do that. There's a lot of great new music that is up your alley, but you have to seek it out actively, way more so than games. I don't know why that is. I think like games are so starved for anything that when something comes out, and music is just so oversaturated, it's impossible to know when new things come out. So it's a little different. You know what I mean?
Okay. Maybe.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. So you ask me like what number would be healthy? Like I would feel a lot better if people were, closer to 15-20% playing new games. But what'd you say it was? 8?
But that
It's 8% currently. So
that would be
and a vast majority are older than 6 years too. I mean,
Right.
it's 6 years plus it's 67% of the industry.
But do you get 2 years if a new game is 2 years?
Mhm.
You're saying a new game has to constantly knock off the heater off the top of the
It almost never happens, and most of the time they shut down within that 2-year period because of burn rate, right? It's not like another piece of media has that same effect. So it's a hard comparison. There's definitely a lot of nuance to it. I think the 6-year mark specifically is like as hard because that's just leading up to pre-COVID, and COVID's impact on the industry was massive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually massive. And so games newer than 6 years old are we're at a big disadvantage, from development timeline standpoint. So it'll be interesting. And the funny thing is like of that 8%, I would like to know how much of that is Baldur's Gate.
I bet you that's a large
I bet it's a significant chunk of that 8%, brother.
I'll tell you the other one's probably
Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
Those are like the two, right?
Yeah, I don't know what else it would be. I really
couldn't tell you.
Yeah. And I think what's interesting with this, and it's kind of noted in the article, but when you really think about it, right? What have you been seeing with shifts in the industry? Almost everybody is pushing for live service model style games because they're looking at this data and they're saying, wow, if we make a live service smash hit, we're in the money forever. But I don't think they realize how hard that is to do.
Yeah, but like they're so close to landing on the right conclusion, but they still somehow miss it it's still obfuscated by their own greed, right? It's if we make a game that people will enjoy playing perpetually because we continue to give them a good experience over time, we'll make so much money. If only we served the consumer and made them happy. Well, only if we were willing to put that time and effort in. It's crazy how close they are to like figuring it out. But yeah, man, it's just that's not their interest most of the time. It's like it is going to be a big risk to not want to flip your profit immediately at the cost of your game being good. I get it. But at some point, if you want the big win, you have to go for it, man. None of these companies are willing. None of them.
Well, we're about to see a big win soon. What do you think the percentage is going to shift to when GTA comes out?
It's going to be massive. I mean, every single person on Twitch, like live streaming the game and not live streaming the game, is going to be playing GTA.
Yep.
Everyone's going to play through that campaign. Like, you already know that.
If it comes out this year, it's slated for what? It's like a fall release. So you got to figure that it could still push these numbers if you look at the same chart next year.
Right.
Closer to that 20-30% just off of that game alone.
When is it supposed to come out?
I heard September, but I don't know if that's true.
Do we even have a real date?
It's going to be Q4 on console, maybe.
Okay.
That's what we know.
Understood. They usually do the exclusive release first.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do if it's an exclusive release?
Buy it on console, play it, beat the campaign.
Yeah.
Of course. And then I'll buy it again when it comes out on PC, and they know that, which is why they're gonna do it, right? But I'm hoping that they surprise us with a simultaneous release due to the significant impact of GTA Online and GTA RP. And everything that's come with that, because when they released GTA 5, none of that existed, not in a real way. Mm-hmm. I think their ability to just purely take over is like exponentially amplified if they had a wombo combo release. I don't know if that would translate to more money. Maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't, but it would be insane.
Look at these numbers that we just talked about here. I mean, 2024, 907.5 million gamers on PC to an estimated 653 million on console. I mean,
yeah, consoles are definitely falling off, man. It's funny because like they keep pushing forwards for like bridging the gap between them and PCs, but they're almost like making themselves extinct by doing it, right? They're going up in price and up in tech. And it's like closer and closer to a little mini PC. And then people are like, well, if I'm buying this, why don't I just, you know what I mean? They're kind of crushing their own niche, which is funny, but yeah, I don't know. I say that, but I also make fun of the Switch for making the Switch, fucking version 47. Thanks, Nintendo. So
they really did release the Switch too, huh?
Somewhere in between, man. Find the balance, boys. What are we doing?
I remember talking to a guy. He's a console gamer.
Yeah,
and he was like, "Dude, I could get like Netflix on here." It's like,
I think you could get.
You don't even get it.
Like
dude.
A Netflix version of, that equivalent on like a PS2. Could you not? Like,
I don't. It's just they're so
apps.
They don't get it.
Yeah.
It's like they think a PC is like a laptop. And it's like, what can you do? They don't think of a PC as like, you could have multiple monitors. You got your boys in your headset over here. You could play a game, have team chat. You could Google something real quick. Like, they don't get it. But they're coming. I mean, these numbers don't lie. People are transforming into PC master race.
Yeah, I mean,
Slowly
it becomes more and more financially savvy, right? Rather than getting like the next best console. And again, like these console companies, like they keep pushing, they used to only come out with one version. Now every single time it's like that version and then it's the pro version staggered in between that and like the next one. And and it's always like they're saving tech to not they're pulling the Apple. It's like the classic Apple technique, man. Just like you don't put all your tech in your juicer, right? You save some so that you have a midway step to the next one. that you can also sell. And it's like, hey, listen, I get it, but the more and more you do things like that, the more you water down and undermine your brand, and the less successful you're going to be down the line. You're just trading the now for later. And if that's what you want to do, good luck, Godspeed.
But what choice do they have? As a console, what choice do you have? Like, how do you compete? How do they compete?
There's so many ways to compete that feel good.
Really?
Yeah. By finding a better balance between like graphics and price and what you're able to make, not going the exclusive route. And when you make a game for console, have a PC port with it, man. And it's like, if you're deving games for a console, it doesn't mean it has to be ass cheeks on PC.
I agree with that, but I'm asking specifically, what does
console makers?
Yes.
I think the biggest thing is the price point and the tech. And if your advantage was gaming on PC has always been better. Since I was 8 years old, it's been better.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
And so like that's not new. The difference is accessibility and price point. That's it.
Okay.
And so you can't sell a console for $700 and expect people not to be like, a couple hundred more. I'm like, I'm getting a PC. What are we doing? I'm gonna save an extra couple of months and bada bing, bada boom.
So I think of things in like capacities and percentages. So what price point would you pay, and what percent of like a PC would you be okay with getting for a console? You know
yeah,
what
I mean, like
I
think if you buy a PC for gaming, you're spending $1,200 right now.
Yes.
Right. I think that's like, yeah, I think that's your baseline.
You need the peripherals too.
Yeah, but that's your baseline for the rig.
Okay.
And so, because peripherals exist for consoles too. Trust me.
Yeah, you're right.
They get you on that too. So I'm just saying, rig versus rig, 1,200, right?
Okay.
I think if you are a console, you got to come in at under half if you want people to buy it. I think it's got to be 500 or less, probably 400 if you can.
Okay.
I think that's what's going to make it so that like when kids are asking their parents like, hey, because that's a lot. That's a big part of the console community. It's
100%.
younger for sure.
Yep.
It's younger, and it's just people who are living a lower income life. And they're just looking to unwind at the end of the day with their boys on Xbox Live or something. Like I respect it. You get the Xbox Game Pass, you get the Xbox Live, and you have an Xbox. You can play games until you're blue in the face. They're not all gonna be perfect or heaters, but like that's a really great investment for entertainment. Like better than most things that you can spend money on.
I think that 600 has to include your peripherals other than your monitor / TV though too. I mean, like
everyone has a TV, so I don't even count that.
You got to get like a decent controller and a decent headset out of the box. Like I feel like those have the quality of those has degraded significantly, which is how the scuffs and these people have taken over, especially on the headset front. The base headset is a joke, and it's basically unusable.
It is unusable.
It's always been a joke, though.
Yeah, it has.
Well, correct. But if you can come in at half the PC and I get a nice headset and a decent enough controller, like
I still think you can do that. Yeah, I still think you can do that.
I also think if the price was lower in that range, you'd also get gamers that have PCs potentially to be like, I'll get a console for the living room. Why not? When people come over, throw a quick game on.
Yeah, the closer they get, you're right. It does go both ways on the purchase for sure.
Yeah. Mark, my brother's got all the freaking consoles.
Yeah.
But he's a weirdo.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
What can you do?
So like, but for like me, I am considering a Switch. Even though I said I never want to Switch, whatever. I'm not gonna be taking it anywhere. But if it's cheap enough, I'll throw it on the TV in the front room and buy 4 controllers and just I have my PC. Yeah, but like when people come over, do a little game night.
It's a party game, vibrational for sure.
I can't do my PC like that. So I think that's what you think. Yeah,
you could. It'd be significantly more difficult.
Well,
Yeah, I wanna bring
you'd
people
set it
into
up
Dolphins.
no. You would
Okay.
stream your PC to your TV in your living room.
Okay. What about
And
like controllers and stuff?
you could absolutely have some sort of like hub with controllers that
Okay.
are all wireless.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
I
just
see what
saying that
you're
you
saying.
could absolutely set it up and do
Yeah.
exactly that from your PC. But I think just like even step one to playing the game when people come over is not as nice
Yeah.
from the PC.
Unless you're permanently
Yeah.
set up.
Right. So
Like I can always operate from here or my living room at any.
I get
second
it.
of the
And honestly too, like when people come over, you don't want to give them a full controller too. Not everyone's a gamer. That's why the Switch, the little juicers, like the little widget things are on each side. That's great. You know what I'm saying?
It is great.
Your mom
is
can
great.
play that. No problem.
And then if you want, you can have the little add-ons for the sweaty gamers.
Yeah.
Like throw it in
Yeah,
that
dude,
thing
those
over
things
there.
click right into those full controllers.
Yep.
It already exists.
Yeah, trust me, Nintendo knows what they're doing to
Yeah.
like double down on their niche for sure.
Yeah.
Right? It's the cheaper experience. They have the portability. I just wish that they would sell PC rights to my favorite IPs
I know.
that I'll never get to play a game for again.
You don't like the gimmick.
I don't want the gimmick.
Exactly. I don't like the gimmick either, but they make a lot of money off the gimmick.
They sure do. I just want Dark Souls Zelda, dude. Just give it to me. Man.
That's all I've been asking for years now.
Anyway,
What else we got, Abe?
Well, quickly on the topic of these old games that people continue to play, there is an update coming out to a very old game that was actually it was built by CS Pro Mod initially, I believe too, but it was called Counter-Strike 1.6, and it was not made by Valve. So this is a Counter-Strike that would not count on that chart that we just looked at because it is not a continuation. This is literally just a 25-year-old game, and they're doing an update to it called Counter-Strike Legacy. So this is a 25-year in the making update to this old Counter-Strike mod. And I mean, I could play.
Yeah, do it up. Show some of that.
A little bit of volume on here.
Because looking at this to me is about as nostalgic as any video I've ever watched in my life can get. Because this is all the old maps. This is all the old skins. It's just modern graphics, modern lighting.
Really?
Like new textures, new lighting, essentially. Yeah. And yeah, this is old Nuke. There's some old CS Assault in there that you probably recognize. Assault.
Yup.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Even
So-
like they have the old knife skin in. They have obviously like the old models for everything. Like that's the old Scout. Oh.
Yeah. Even the player model, I
man.
think.
Yeah,
Right?
player
these
models
old
for sure.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
So
The G.I.
why-
Jane guy with the balaclava there is just the
knife that
bunny
looks like
hop
it
with
has
the
blood on it.
dig. I think I don't know what they're doing for the movement, but if it feels right, this is gonna be a hit. And I think that's
Why?
dude. Look at the bee hopping. Oh,
Why?
because
Why
the
are people-
number one thing that CS2 fucking sucks at is movement. Movement is such a big part of Counter-Strike, and CS2 movement feels like butt cheeks that like have been lifting hard. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
moving through sludge.
Oh, like DayZ.
Yeah, it really is like it's not good, man. It's not what it should be. And so, oh my god, outside nuke, dude, this nuke map looks so good. Holy shit.
I like all the old sounds too. I think that's
The
what's really
old sounds are great.
Yeah.
The grenade throw is so wonky. I love it. Yeah, it's very interesting. But if you can move well through the game, then that's going to be the selling point, because it's like what is lacking right now in Counter-Strike. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't know
So-
if it's coming out on Steam.
Okay.
So Valve can shut this down. I don't know what the right situation is at all. I have no idea what's going on behind closed doors on that front. Like, CS Pro Mod makes this okay. They're calling it CS Legacy. Okay. Like, I don't really understand how any of this licensing is working, or if it's legit, or Valve seeing it for the first time. Like, who the F is doing this? You know, I don't know. Very interesting.
I think if they're releasing it on Steam, with the scale of Counter-Strike and the fan base and the popularity, I would assume that it's probably got to be going through the correct channels.
I would assume so,
and if
too.
not, it probably will now.
Well, it'll have to, otherwise it'll get shut down.
Yeah, correct.
So
yeah,
very, very interesting. Obviously something that I would fuck around with on stream for sure. This would be super fun. Just to go back in time a little bit. You know, we've joked about doing CS 1.6 with the community.
Oh my gosh.
But it's so bad. You know what I mean? Like, you can't go that far back.
Yeah.
You just can't. But this I could do, right?
Mm-hmm.
How is it going to play? How are the lobbies going to?
Don't know. We don't know. It doesn't really have details.
And the big answer to that question is how many people are going to play it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have enough people to do legitimate matchmaking, then there's no matchmaking.
Yeah.
You know, then it's just going to be community servers like it was back in the day. Because there wasn't matchmaking back in the day. Yeah. It didn't exist. You just went into the server browser and you found some dude running a server and it was up 24/7. Maybe it was offline. You don't know.
Doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, and I mean, like, there was like a group of admins. Maybe there was an admin online when you were on that server. Maybe there wasn't. So if someone was fucking everything up for everybody, then so be it. There is a guy running around spray tagging everything with meat spin, and there wasn't an admin on. You're getting a lot of spins.
How many spins you get?
Brother, I was an admin. There was no meat spinning on my server. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, like, funny things like that, like all the porn sprays back in the day were a big part of the game. For better or for worse. I learned a lot of things as a young man. A lot of things. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't know. As far as like game mode, matchmaking, server hosting, who knows? To be seen. But the fact of the matter is that, like, if it feels good to play, people will play it. So.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
we're finding a Warcraft server on this mark, and
that's the play. Like, don't play this trying to play like competitive Counter-Strike. Play this trying to do as much dumb shit as possible. I want a Scouts Knives on this, and I want a Warcraft server and some surfing. And if I can have those three things, I'm okay. That's perfect.
Yeah. So I'll pay for it right now.
Well, if it's not competitive, I'll get in there, dude. You know how bad I am at this game,
bro. You would love Warcraft mod. You get all sorts of secret abilities. You turn into a warlock and curse somebody, and yeah, it'd be nice.
Before, if we're wrapping this segment, you mind if I go down memory lane a little bit and ask Abe, can you search Rainbow Six Vegas?
Oh yeah.
And like, let me just see if there's a trailer out. I haven't looked at the graphics.
What it looks like.
This game.
The first one, not good.
That's the one I want to see.
Yeah, I know.
I played that on Nooch's Xbox.
Yeah.
And then when I got my Xbox, I was into 2.
Yeah.
But Rainbow Six Vegas.
I was playing 2 with the boys in like early high school on Xbox Live, I think.
This is a guy saying that this video is titled Rainbow Six Rainbow Six Vegas 2 in 2024 is still amazing.
Okay, well, let's see. Let's see what it looks like.
Let me unmute my site here.
And then I want to see if I can bring up for you boys a XP hack in Rainbow Six.
Oh, dude, I remember that.
Which one?
There's
a bunch of them. I feel like.
Do you want me to should we cut to like some gameplay here?
Yes, please. This is one of. Oh my gosh. Oh, dude. What an idiot.
Yeah, 2 looks good, man.
This is 1, right?
No, this is 2.
This is 2. This looks pretty good.
It's 2 I knew holds up for sure.
I loved it, bro. I remember this. Abe, I'm going to post it.
Chess and I were on the same servers, dude. We definitely came across each other in Siege.
Abe, click the video that I posted.
Did you put it in this channel?
Or I put it in. Oh, nope. I just sent it to Shunk.
All right.
Hey, Shunk, pull that up.
I'm going to put it in our chat.
Yeah, I see it.
This is one of them that I actually do remember very, very specifically. I remember picking this map on this type of. I remember this start. I loved this stuff, and yeah, some people say like, yeah, it ruined the game for you because you get to just farm XP, but like, I loved it, dude.
Dude, this guy's got this unlocked. I gotta turn this volume down. Hold on.
Turn the volume down, and then just start scrubbing to where I'm sure there's gonna be bodies piled up somewhere. I loved the wall feature too, when you would lean on the wall, and then you can put a Sharpie on the middle of your screen so you know exactly where you're gonna shoot the guy when you pop off the wall. Loved it, dude.
I dot screens.
Keep scrubbing. Let's see if this guy stacks bodies.
You know the map that like makes me nostalgic for Vegas 2 is like the one with like the glass and the skyrise. Does that ring a bell to you at all?
Do
Where you break through the glass?
Do you start outside?
There's a lot. There's a lot of hallways.
Yeah, there's body stacking.
Yeah. This map was great for farming XP. What? I don't. Are you sure you're thinking of Vegas 2?
Yeah.
So is it a mansion and you start outside?
No idea.
Or no? Okay.
I remember one where you start on a roof and you like break glass and rappel down. Is that what you're thinking of? That's what's in my head. I don't think
that's in Vegas. I think that's in what came after. I think it was Siege. That's when.
Nah, I didn't play a lot of Siege. Okay. So it would have been one before that. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. Okay. I could try to figure it out, but I don't know.
All I'm saying is, dude, these were my games, bro. They need to make a new Rainbow Six Vegas for PC that's actually good. Was Siege kind of good?
For a while. It started getting really goofy towards the end of it. It's more of a competitive game.
Siege was good originally, and then it definitely was not.
Okay.
I think their new operator is like a lady in a wheelchair or something that controls a robot. So they're kind of getting off the rails on Rainbow Six Siege.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys entertaining my trip down memory lane, dude. Yeah. I miss these games. I might have to get back into it. What else we got, Abe?
All right. I figured just quickly, you know, this is a big week coming up this weekend. I believe it's this weekend. I might be off by a week, but March Madness is starting up.
It literally starts tomorrow.
That's what I thought. I thought it was this weekend. So the reason I wanted to highlight it this year, even though we don't really talk about this stuff, is like Florida they're a 1 seed. They legitimately have a chance to at least get to the Final Four, if not maybe even have some title dreams this year. So
come on now, Gator.
With our resident Florida fan here, I figured I'd give him a couple minutes here to talk about the tournament and Florida's aspirations for cutting down the nets.
Yeah, I mean, it's natty or bust as far as they are concerned. I think there's definitely a chance. They're a great team with some insane depth. They're one of the best offensive board teams in the country. Their transition defense is a little butt cheeks, but the reality is because they just are going for the offensive board so hard. And that pays dividends, and their offensive ability is insane. They have beat 2 number 1 teams this season, one of which was by 30 points. The number 1 team in the country, they crushed by 30 points. Suck it, Vols. Yeah, man. And then they went on to win the SEC championship game just this past weekend. Yeah. So between the offensive boards and the fact that all their bigs can shoot threes with insane consistency, if they're hot, they're not getting beat. So it just really, we'll see what the shooting percentage looks like, but they got a lot of people to lean on in big moments. So I'm very excited to watch those games, and hopefully I'll be going to one of them. They're actually here this weekend.
You say they're playing there, right? Yeah, that's awesome. Well,
so
anything can happen in March Madness. That's why it's so popular.
That's a fact.
What can also happen, this is something I want to add on it, because I love my controversies. Can also happen is you could be a historic basketball school that was really probably realistically on the bubble.
They weren't even on the bubble.
Correct.
I won't even say that.
They should have really even been on the bubble, correct? But sometimes your athletic director is on the selection committee, and he also gets a 6-figure bonus if your team makes the tournament. And we're talking about University of North Carolina, the Tar Heels. A lot of controversy coming in because
insane.
Their AD's on the selection committee, and they should not. They are not even a shoo-in for the NIT this year, let alone the actual NCAA tournament. And they made it, and he got his bonus, and that's kind of crazy.
Who decides that selection committee?
A group of people.
A group of people in the NCAA.
And he's one of them.
Really sure, but he's one of them.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. I meant like who put that board together.
Well, it has to be like qualified people, so it happens. It's not like it's not like it wouldn't be normal for someone who, you know what I mean, to be in his position and also be which is fine. But if that's like if someone gets put in that situation, they shouldn't have a say, right? And he did, and so it is very interesting. And just to put this in context for people who didn't watch any college basketball this season or don't know anything about this team, in big games they were 1-12 in like games that mattered. 1-12 in games that mattered for UNC against like meaningful teams. They do not deserve to be in this tournament whatsoever. There are many other teams that absolutely should be in, like West Virginia or Indiana. Both those teams actually had real quality wins all season and were snubbed from the tournament. Either of those teams could have taken that spot.
Why is it not an objective metric that gets you into this tournament?
Because college sports are college sports, and it's all about what is the strength of schedule. Was it a home game? Was it an away game? How good was the team when you face them, where you face them? And it's a lot of qualitative analysis, unfortunately.
Okay.
Because if you just go by win-loss, people don't face the same quality of teams year round. There's huge differences in strength of schedule, which matters a ton. And so, like, you can have a better record, but play nobody. Shout out the ACC in football every single year. It is what it is. And then you have teams that are in the SEC that just cannibalize each other because they're all really good and can win on any given day. And while they would destroy the other conferences, they all give each other a few losses apiece. And now it's like, well, this team's better than the other one, but they have more losses. So that happens in basketball too, for sure. And so you have to rank them qualitatively to an extent. So there's it's not just, black and white.
Understood. I know we're talking about basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is correct.
March Madness.
That is correct.
I had the privilege of watching a Gators football game, and they fucking lost.
You know why?
Because the Gators suck.
Come on, man.
Right?
They're not great right now.
Because Teddy didn't stand up?
It's because Teddy didn't stand up, dude.
Are they better at basketball? Are they well-rounded in every sport?
It's every sport. And not only that, but right now, they are ranked in the top 10 in 8 different sports.
Damn.
Pretty impressive.
They are like the most well-rounded athletic program in the country by a mile. And it's just, it's so consistent. So very impressive, all the way up to gymnastics, volleyball. There was a baseball, softball, like all these teams just crush year round, which is cool, which is very cool. So, as far as basketball and football is concerned, they won national championships in football in 2006 and 2008. And they won basketball in 2007 and 2008. They repeated. So there was 4 national championships in 3 years in the 2 major sports.
Noah? Was that Joakim Noah?
It was.
Yeah. He used to strike up the band. I remember that.
Yep.
That would always crack me up.
Yeah. He's a very hot, like big motor athlete. That dude had no quit. Very fun to watch.
Well,
There you have it.
Well, good luck. Good luck to the Gators.
We'll see.
Go Gator.
Go Gator.
Go Gator.
What else we got?
All right. So we love to talk about our fast food on here now, and there's a new one was brought to my attention actually by Mark, that we have to talk about, and it's McDonald's, and they are releasing a vegetable-based burger. I believe it is being referred to as the McVeggie. It is a patty that consists of carrots, green beans, zucchini, peas, soybeans, broccoli, and corn. And there are two types. You can get a regular or a spicy habanero. And this is being released due to the fact that they recently cut a lot of the salads and things on their menus because they were so unpopular. So they're trying to provide more flexibility for vegetarians and vegans.
What else is in it?
That's it. That's
what else? Nah, you sure about that?
Oh, yeah,
you
that's
sure
true.
about that? The patty consists of carrots, green beans, zucchini, peas, soybeans, broccoli, and corn.
I mean, there's certainly some other stuff in there, some binders, some preservatives, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
because like if it's just that, sure, I don't eat soybeans, but great.
Here's the question.
Okay.
You have a wife who's vegetarian most of the time. Yeah. Would she eat this?
100%.
Yeah, she'd crush this out.
Yeah.
Okay. Little sauce on there.
Like the impossible bullshit, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, it's kind of nice if there's an option there, and she can just crush that out and not think twice about it. You don't have to go to Mickey D's just for yourself. Be like, baby, let's go to McDonald's, get you a McVeggie.
I'm not mad about it.
I see the way you're looking at me right now. You need a McVeggie. Let's go.
I mean, we might go there tonight.
Then you get 20 nugs, the quarter pounder with cheese, little Big Mac sauce.
The issue is the nuggets are much better from Wendy's.
Much
better nuggets.
For sure.
It's not even close.
But I don't really like either nuggets. I don't like the Mickey D's. I don't even like the chicken finger or the chicken fries. I don't even like those.
From Burger King?
Yeah, all three are just, I don't know, man.
Well, if you're going to get, where are you going, to Chick-fil-A every time?
If I'm getting some nugs, yeah, I think it's got to be Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
That's not even,
I know.
It's not even in the same caliber. Dude.
But here's the thing, dude. Do you ever see, like, there's, with an air fryer,
yeah,
you don't need to go, like, you can just go crazy on the nugs at home, dude.
Yeah, dude.
And you can get much more high quality, better ratio nugs in the comfort of your own house without having to even leave. If you're just going to go nugs and sauce, that's your best option for sure.
What's the brand you've been buying, Mark? We talked about this. Yeah, Be Good.
Be Good chicken strips, bro. It's like eating Chick-fil-A at home. It's insane.
That's the cottage cheese brand that I use, actually. Be Good.
Be Good's nice.
I'm pretty sure those are the ones we switched to now. They sell them at Costco, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there you go. That's the ones.
When I had an apartment with Trisha, the air fryer was the staple for me, and I did do chicken fingers or chicken nuggets and curly fries like every day.
It's the best thing
Quick
ever.
question.
I got so fat. What's up?
How many times you clean that thing?
I still haven't cleaned it since I got it, which is 4 years ago. You don't need to clean it. It's like a cast iron pot.
It's seasoned, baby.
Yes, it's seasoned. Now, but you look under that grate in that air fryer, and it looks like tar.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe that.
It's bad. It's bad.
There's oil that's older than CS in that thing.
Yeah. But it's
still flavored.
The air fryer is dangerous, though, because it's super easy. And you get into that mode of like, let's just buy a bunch of chicken nuggets and whatever. It's super easy. I gained so much weight just doing that. Yeah. Here's
Mozzie sticks in the air fryer. Shoo!
We got to watch out for the blowouts. So if you're
yeah.
When I was air frying it up after I got fat from all the nuggets, I started slicing sweet potatoes and chunking sweet potatoes, spray a little olive oil on it, a little seasoning, throw it in the air fryer. Those are so good.
Oh yeah.
So good, dude.
Yeah, that's nice.
Air fryer is a cheat code. It's one of the greatest new kitchen gadgets I've ever seen. It makes everything. You can do toast in there. Like you don't even need a toaster anymore.
And then all the old people are like,
I do my toast every morning in my air fryer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just get an air fryer.
It's a conventional oven. Like I don't know what that is, dude. I have an air fryer.
Do you have like the big cone shaped one too? Your air fryer, is it like the countertop one that's like shaped like a you know? What I'm
We
talking about?
had
It's
the
like,
egg, but now we have the one that does everything that you can just
Gotcha.
it's like it flips
My
up and
oven,
then you can lay it down and it does
my oven has an air fry setting, so
Right.
like my wall
Yeah.
oven has an air fry setting.
I got you.
Air fryer for the win, dude.
Yeah,
And
dude.
also rice cooker for the win too, bro.
Rice cookers
Also
are
have
nice.
one of those.
Rice cookers are
Okay.
nice.
Love it. And
You got a
also crock
Ziggurushi?
pot for the win, dude.
Also nice.
I threw a
Instapot.
brisket in my crock pot yesterday. And guess what I
Instapot's
had
good.
earlier today? Nice little beef stew.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Did you make the rice in the rice cooker for the beef stew to put at the bottom or
There's
something?
no beef. There's no rice in it.
Okay.
Taters.
No taters. It's corn, green beans, carrots, beef, and beef broth.
What's
I know it's simple, but
what's your rice cooker brand? Did you get a Ziggurushi? That's
Instant
what I got.
Pot or something.
God, you gotta get an actual. I was told if you don't get an actual Japanese or Korean one that they make there,
Yeah.
you're wasting time. And they're pretty. They're not. It's not like it's expensive.
The Korean one
Mine
goes,
works. Mine works
they go
fine.
crazy.
Mine works fine.
All right.
Cooks the rice, keeps it nice and sticky. If I throw the jasmine in there, works fine.
Little
Ooh,
Yasmin. I'm a big.
No issues.
You know what Alexander makes?
What?
Coconut jasmine rice.
Ooh.
Doing a little coconut milk instead of water, bro. Oh,
Coconut
Delicious.
milk.
I don't know what you just did there.
We used to go up to my dad and we'd be coconut milk.
Oh yeah. Hey, you hit him with a little alley oop.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh man.
Like an improved bean dip. I like it.
Yep.
Yes, correct. Yeah, we'll probably get one of these tonight. If we do, I'll take a video of it.
I would love another Trisha reviews segment.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
I would.
I'll get a double quarter pounder with mac sauce.
Oh.
Nugs. Yeah, I only had
500 nuggets.
Beef
I
stew,
haven't
so
eaten
I got
anything
room.
like that in so long.
I got room.
Uh,
I got room. I'm already 11 pounds down.
that's nice.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
456 calories left today. This is my life.
That's all right. It's late. It's late.
I hear you. I still gotta eat dinner.
Just go to bed for dinner.
All right. What else we got, Abe?
All right. Well, so this one we've had this on our radar for a couple weeks now. We just haven't really had the time to get to it. But there's a project that NASA did where they have an asteroid named Bennu, Bennu.
Okay.
And what they did was they sent up a satellite called the OSIRIS-REx, which stands for Origins Spectral Interpretation Resource Identification and Security Regolith Explorer. And what this satellite did was they actually sent it up to this asteroid Bennu to collect a sample of like the dust and material on the surface of the asteroid to then bring back to the United States to analyze it. So when they brought it back down to Earth in the United States to analyze it, they found a lot of the building blocks for life because this asteroid was supposedly formerly a planet from another solar system that had kind of exploded in some way and it was now a bunch of asteroids floating around space.
Okay.
So the things like ammonia, what was it? I'm trying to find the exact list now. I lost it. I had it in front of me 2 seconds ago. But anyway, I'll get to that in 1 second. But it was all basically the building blocks that you would use, like that show traces of water and basically show evidence that life could have existed on this planet. I'll try and get that in a second. So my question was, does this prove that life exists somewhere in the universe? And also, the fact that we were able to go up and collect this dust and bring it back, are we on the verge of space mining?
I think space mining is definitely around the corner in like a legitimate way. 100%. Resources continue to be scarce here. Absolutely. That being said, I think like I'm seeing here that they detected 14 of the 20 amino acids necessary to make that like life on Earth actually uses to make proteins, right? And all 5 nucleobases, right? for DNA, RNA, right? The ribonucleotide juicers. That being said, to me, anything that like has or like any organic being has to have this certain makeup no matter where it's at. Like, I don't think that there's like life elsewhere that's made up of different shit. Science is so complex that like the systems that are required for like life, not just to like, not for our sentience as like a human race, but just like life in general that it exists here. I think if there is life elsewhere, it's incredibly similar.
Okay.
I think
at
it's
least
all
in a core structure. You're saying, like,
yes,
like
100%, right? Like it's carbon-based life, right? Like the carbon's still a building block. I think the nucleotides are building blocks. I think amino acids, proteins, etc. Right? Like all the way up, regardless of where it is. Right? That being said, I think it's all a complete moot point because of the size of space, size of the universe, way too fucking big. The requirements for life is too specific to have all the things necessary, right? To have some like a planet, sun, right? Like the right distance, like all the things that have to happen are very specific, right? With the atmosphere, and have all the building blocks necessary. And time is way too vast. So I don't personally believe that at any point our experience as like life forms will ever have any intersection with other life forms from some other place because of how big space is and how long like the timeline is. Like the odds of those two things intersecting is zero. It's zero. That's my that's my perspective. I know there's a lot of people out there who like to have a lot less logical fun with it. Which, and I understand that my perspective isn't the most entertaining. So with that being said, Slum, what do you think?
Well, it's definitely not the most entertaining, but it's also the most I don't know what word I'm trying to use, so I'll use a word that is like 50% what I want to say and the other 50% not what I want to say. I would say arrogant. To think that it has to be this way to form this, and that's the only way. I get it, but I cannot comfortably say that it has to be this way. Who the fuck knows? Who knows, dude? There could be an alternative universe where the moon, they need the moon instead of the sun, and they need the sun instead of the moon. And they breathe carbon dioxide instead of oxygen, or other molecules and elements that we don't even know about. So I don't know. I think I like to have fun with it.
For sure.
But
I respect it. But I also think it's a lot easier to say all those things without like studying these like processes down to like the microbiology of it. It's a lot easier to just say like, yeah, what if it's the moon, baby? You know what I mean? Like that's different.
So even if someone like Einstein, or who is the foremost reputable biologists and physicists and all that right now in our time.
Oh, well, I mean, I think like Neil deGrasse Tyson would finger pop his own butthole and say it's him, but it's not.
Okay.
Like Stephen Hawking.
It's probably someone we don't know at this point, right?
I mean, but those are like the two most prominent that delve into it when he's not on Epstein's island. So.
Zing! Yeah, I mean, I like to have fun with it, and yeah, I don't know about that stuff to a T. But I never believe in like absolutes, and I know you didn't say it was an absolute. You just feel very strongly about your take.
So you're not a Sith.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not even like I'm not certain of anything.
Yeah.
I just think that like it's I think that it's so unlikely. Like what would be required? Like the circumstances required for like two civilizations to intersect in time and space. I don't it's just like it's mind blowing how unlikely it is. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And so but I do, so it's like it kind of like kills like the fun part of like theory crafting about it. But if it were to happen, I do believe like I don't know if like physical form would be the same. I think it's very likely that it wouldn't be, and they could have evolved in different ways. But I do think that they would be, and I don't know like what their consciousness would be. I don't know what their ability to perceive different senses are. You know, I think that's like a huge part of it. They could have evolved in a very different way.
Fuck yeah.
But what they are made of, like the building blocks of them as an organic being, I think are the same. So
Okay, understood. I hear you.
which I also think like this supports.
I think well, this is just close. This is nearby.
Sure. Yeah. But I mean,
I get you.
yeah.
Well, this is to be clear though too. This asteroid, it's nearby currently, but this came from it's supposedly exploded planet from very far away. Like
what is very?
I'm too dumb to answer that question.
All
If
right.
I'm being honest with you,
That's fine.
Very dumb
I wouldn't
about
be able to
space.
argue that either.
I'm trying to find it out, but I will let you know if I find it.
I would say I don't view it as like two Earths progressing at the same time to eventually venture out and meet each other. I almost look at it as like it's possible that a civilization got to the pinnacle already and they're just Star Trek status. It's like, all right, where do we want to go today? Oh, right here. What's this little planet? No one visited them yet? Let's go visit them. That's how an encounter would happen, in my opinion.
So you think they would have to find us, not us finding them, essentially, right? That's what you're getting at.
Definitely in our generation, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not even convinced that our human race will make it to the point of being able to find others.
Yeah.
We could easily fuck this up tomorrow.
Absolutely. And
So
Jean-Luc Picard is up there going, I'm giving them a little more time, see if they blow themselves up before I go down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to get involved in that. Scotty, don't beat me down
directive. There. They can't get involved with us. It's the prime directive. For all my Trekkie nerds out there, dude. Great show.
It looks like most asteroids that are in our solar system specifically like orbit within our solar system. So I don't even think this is beyond our solar system, which in the grand scheme of things is literally nowhere.
It's next door.
It's literally your neighbor.
Anyway,
come and knock on my door.
Yeah.
We'll be waiting for you.
Well, yes.
So yeah, I would have assumed, right, that the gravitational pull of a solar system would keep an asteroid within it. But yeah, I don't really know how much travel occurs like from solar system to solar system. Nonetheless,
that makes way more sense. Yeah, that makes way more sense than what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm very dumb with this with space. So
well, I think that's part of what makes space so like fun to think about and talk about is it is wild. It instantly gives you this crazy perspective that is not considered in your day-to-day life while you're like worried and thinking about the most menial bullshit, right? And it seems like every single thing is the most important thing, and you're just then you think about like the size of you and your existence, and you're like, oh shit,
crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, unless you're talking about like space or studying space every single day, then yeah, obviously there's a lot of unknowns there. But yeah, I was talking with my family member the other day, and they were like, who cares about space? It's like, dog.
Wild statement.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
We have to care about space.
And I was like, yeah, and and she was like, what did she say? She said something to the effect of like, "Oh, I thought like we were kidding about going to Mars." I was like, we're not going to have the option to kid about going to Mars. Like, I think that's an inevitability. And yeah, it's like, sure, it's like discussed and talked about in a bunch of different like sci-fi novels for the last, 60, 80 years. But like, we're heading there. Life
We're heading
imitates
there.
art, brother. We're heading
heading
there and beyond. If we can manage not to fuck this up tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It's fascinating, the stuff. And obviously, I think like just as there's a certain sense of pride in the human race to see us accomplish new feats on that front, right? And I think it's unifying to an extent.
Oh, absolutely.
It certainly can be.
I love that. Yeah.
Which is cool. And it's cool when nations work together to do that kind of shit and pull crazy things off. I met this guy over holiday break in Florida, and he was a rocket scientist that worked for NASA who worked on all the Apollo missions. And he said that leading up to the Apollo missions, Russia was so insanely ahead of us. It was like incomprehensible as an American at that point. When he ended up going to Russia and working with them and studying what they were like working on, and his job essentially was to extract as much data from them and like use that to propel us forward as possible. That's exactly what he did. But he said like, yeah, they were miles ahead, but they hated their own government. And they were happy to essentially share everything that they could because they didn't like where things were head. I obviously didn't like their quality of life and stuff, which he said was obviously like dog shit. And they were like just worn ragged. Like they weren't like they didn't get the like their schedules. Like they didn't even get to sleep. Like it was bad. And these are like scientists, like really well studied individuals, just like still having just like one of the worst shitty lives. So anyway, yeah, it's very interesting to see what it means on a global scale to advance in these ways. And the fact that NASA's back and we're definitely killing it on that front. And obviously like to see the most recent, what was it? The Raptor, like re-land. Was that the name of that one?
I think it was the Raptor, yeah.
That was sick. That was like one of the coolest things I've ever watched.
I remember watching The Catch with the community on the one on the booth there. That was awesome.
Chopsticks, baby.
First one, yeah.
Yeah, that was sweet. So anyway,
cool stuff.
Very cool stuff. Fun to think about, no doubt. And I think we see humans on Mars starting, maybe not exactly like terraforming and agriculture, but the beginnings of it in our lifetime, which is cool.
I would agree.
Really, really cool. Yeah,
I would agree.
I think we could get there.
That's a one-way trip too.
No kidding.
Oh, yeah.
For a long time, it's a one-way trip.
Yeah, you're dying on Mars.
But there's people out there who are stoked to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
More power to them.
And that's why you bring enough people to like, yeah, it's a one-way trip, but you got a community with you.
What would really be cool is if we got like live feed and then there was like some like crazy rift or coup and we could watch like it'd be like oh man, what's the film? Lord of the Flies, but on Mars. With adults.
Somebody's crushing the little nerd skull with a Mars rock.
That could be cool.
What about Interstellar?
Okay.
Do you remember that?
What about it?
When Matt Damon tries to sabotage the mission.
Yes.
and basically leaves them on a planet to be stranded, and then ends up blowing the space station up, and then my boy Matthew McConaughey lands it spinning.
All right.
It's just
like a Lincoln Navigator.
every yeah, I'm gonna roll the booger in my hand as I'm driving. It's just thinking about the crazy scenarios and then add the element of being in space on top of them. It just makes my skin curl, dude.
Mhm.
Like, oh my gosh.
Have you seen The Martian with Matt Damon?
I have seen The Martian with Matt Damon.
It's very good.
I like it. You haven't seen The Spaceman yet, though.
Spaceman, nope. It's on the list.
Gotta see The Spaceman.
On the list.
Boys, we are over. Markstrom, what you been doing? What's exciting in your world? Tell me some stuff.
Like all things in life, Slum, games are cyclical. And sometimes a game comes back around, comes back into fashion.
Yes.
And that game for me is a decade-old experience, the one that launched the channel, the face that launched 1,000 ships. We're on DayZ and we are deep, brother. We are addicted. I'm addicted.
Love it. I'm addicted.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it. I think the community's really enjoyed me enjoying it. And shout out Trey for getting me back into it. Our homie Trey, 24K. He's been deep on DayZ, and I hit him up to show me some things in the game, and he's been a great host and Sherpa over the last week or so. And yeah, man, I think we're gonna keep banging. I definitely see a little something on the horizon in the shape of GTA RP, but for now it's DayZ or bust, baby.
DayZ or bust.
You can find it over at twitch.tv/Markstrom.
Love it, dude. And I love seeing the DayZ, dude. I'm super excited about that.
Also, real quick,
go ahead.
I'm booking my PAX East this week, my PAX East experience. So if you're in the Boston area, May 8th to May 12th, hit a brother up. I'll be there. We'll get weird. There you go.
Hit him up. He'll be there. I will not be there, unfortunately. Abe, what's up, dude? How you doing? What's new in your world? Talk to us.
Obviously, I'll be moderating the stream over there when I can over at twitch.tv/Markstrom. DayZ's been great. Also, guys, there's a great short of Mark picking a guy off on a bridge with a rifle in the game, and it's like, you know how like you say you could take the boy out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of the boy and stuff like that. Mark's right back in it. I mean, he hasn't lost a step. That was a beautiful shot. It's a great short too. Check out some of the shorts he's putting up there. They're really good. Especially the DayZ ones have been great. That's over at his YouTube channel. I don't know that off the top of my head. It's probably youtube.com/Markstrom.
Markstrom TV.
Markstrom TV. There you go. But yeah, I'll be moderating in the stream while all that stuff's happening. Twitch.tv/Markstrom.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, I enjoy watching the DayZ, dude. I love that game. I'm waiting, dude. I want to get in there on a Sunday.
I hear you.
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be watching. But besides that, would you kindly, those of you in chat right now, would you kindly hit the subscribe button? If you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Just hit the subscribe button, press the bell, share this channel with everyone you know. Throw it in the DMs in Discord, throw it in the DMs of social media. Share with your mom, your dad, your brother, your uncle, the fish in the fish bowl, the dog on the couch. But above all, just send it to your crew. Pull them in here. We have a great time doing it every week, and we want to share that great time with as many people as we can. We do this show every Wednesday, unless Markstrom has a baby or Abe goes on vacation. However, the past couple shows, Abe was on vacation, I think, and he's still
down south.
Down south, whatever that means.
The deep south.
I got a mini office down here. Let's call it like the mobile command center.
There you go. He's locked in.
So I want to thank you all for listening. This has been another wonderful episode of the Plugged Podcast, and we will see you guys next week. Peace.
Deuces.